Hi students, it's me, Professor Franetovich here. I was thinking about developing hypotheses and your work here in Bio 102. So I wanted to do a quick video to talk about hypotheses, experiments, etc. So you've been studying the scientific method, and the first step is to make observations. Observations are usually visual, and they reflect the natural world. You're looking at something that's happening. Your hypothesis is a statement that is testable, explaining what you see. So if I'm noticing the leaves changing color, I might make a hypothesis that the leaves are changing color because the days are getting shorter. Or I can make a hypothesis that the leaves are changing color because there is less water as rainfall. So the hypothesis is a statement that really explains what you're seeing. It explains the observation. The next thing you would do as a scientist, if you wanted to go further in your study, is to develop an experiment. And your experiment always involves two groups, at least at the beginning. There's a treatment group and a control group. The treatment group gets manipulated with an independent variable. That independent variable is the thing that you think is causing the change. So if you think the trees are changing colors or the leaves are changing colors because of lack of rainfall, your independent variable is the lack of rainfall or rainfall amount. That's something that you can vary with your treatment group. You would also have a control group, and the control group is one that you test your hypothesis to. So it's one that doesn't get the treatment. So you might have a baseline amount of water that you give that group and compare it to different levels of water from the other group. Or you can give it no water, or net. You might want to give it the natural requirement for water and then decrease it for your treatment group. Okay. So the treatment groups are varied. The control group is what we compare to. Okay. So that variable is the independent variable. Another variable that you'll see in your reports is the dependent variable, and that's the measurement that you take as a result. So you manipulate something, you measure your two groups, and those measurements are your dependent variable. So you use the dependent variable to see if there's a difference between the control group and the treatment group. Okay. I hope that clarifies things a little bit. Let me just give you one more example. I often tell my students about, a blood pressure medication study. And you want to know if this blood pressure medication is working, if this is something that could be put on the market. Say you're a drug researcher. Well, you would have two groups. You would have your treatment group that gets the medication and your control group that gets the placebo. And then you would measure blood pressure after a certain amount of time. So the blood pressure medication is what's being manipulated here. That's the independent variable. And the blood pressure result is the dependent variable. Email me if you have some questions. Bye.